Hello metalheads, welcome back to the Metal Anthology channel. This is the third part of my series of my top 25 best metal album of 2023. I'm not in a good mood right now because I just recorded that thing and unfortunately I didn't have enough space. So I ditched some things and I'm back to record this thing again. But so let's do it. And I will start off with number 15. So it's a band called Xoth and their album Exogalactic. Look at that cover art, it's so good. I really like it. They are from Seattle in the United States of America. It's their third album, and I think they are just getting better and better with every single release. It's incredible musicianship from the four of them, and it's still the same four members than it was in 2014. That's stability in there. This one is excellent from start to finish. They are playing quite a technical melodic death metal with trashy elements, and there's almost always a cosmic atmosphere or something like that. So really like it. It's a guitar driven album. Like I said with the band Prognostic, they have also a dual guitar vocals attack coming from Tyler Sturgill and Woody Adler. They are specialists at creating like ridiculously simple catchy hooks that will enter in your head and you can get it out. They are using a good vibrato while the rhythm behind is like galloping or a little bit more technical. So there's a good contrast between the complexity of the riffing and the simple melodies that are on top but with a sublime tone. So it's really every single note is felt in that kind of lead guitar playing. So riffs also, like I said, are very tasty. They are usually fast, and leads are everywhere on that album, with usually an outside sound. So the solos are, as expected, quite very proficient, really good, really melodic, and they bring the song to another level. Jeremy Salvo is on drums. He's a beast. He likes to switch beats quite often. He's very technical, but not too much at the same time. There's a lot of variation in the tempos and so much dynamics. So I really think this album is quite short. It's 39 minutes, but it passes through so quickly that you just want to play push again and listen to it another time. My only maybe complaint about that album is that all the songs are like very homogeneous. So there's a lot of similarities between every single song, but I don't care. It kicks my ass and I just want more. So be it. I will say maybe my favorite tracks on it is the first one, Reptilian Bloodsport. Is probably my favorite song on that album. Really dig, especially the lead guitar melodies. Melody in Sporecraft Zero and Reflective Nemesis is really hot. So that's it for number 15, Xoth Exogalactic. Next one at ranking 14 is the band Vansidian with the album Reflecting the Shadows. It's from Finland. It's another band from the guitar player of Moonlight Sorcery, a band that a lot of people are talking about since a year and a half, maybe. His name is Matti Meri Uti. Is not like that they pronounce it, I'm sure, in Finnish, but that's the way I will do it. So we can recognize his guitar style playing on that album. It's not the same as in Moonlight Sorcery, but you still know it's him. So it's maybe a little bit more on the happier side, but there's still a lot of darkness in that in their music. It's a great blend of melodic death metal and power metal. So there's clean vocal, arch vocals. The clean vocal of Yuwa Tretchikov is so cool and soothing at the same time. He doesn't push on the higher register that much, but his emphasis is more on the quality of the melodies that follows the guitar and the drums. So I really like it. He has a really mellow timbre that I absolutely love. So each arch vocals are really good as well. It's more on like a melodic death metal scream. There's a little bit of black metal, but not that much. I love it. There's a lot of badass riff all throughout that album, and that makes your head bang instantly. That's how good it is. The rhythm section is more simple, but it just gives a good drive for the vocals and the leads to shine. So it's a very fun, memorable collection of songs with fantastic guitar solos, obviously. I can say maybe the band that comes to mind the most is Paladin from US. So really great new band with their debut album Vansidian with Reflecting the Shadows. Best songs for me, the title tracks Tomb Weaver and Cycle will be my 3 choices for best tracks. So next up, 13 is that's an album that will have been higher, but for a certain reason it's not. It's still high on my list. But I name Edu Falaschi, formerly known as the vocalist of the band Angra from Brazil. Really like this second output by the band. First album, Veracruz, was really good, but this one is on another level, I think. Mostly because the performance is as good and impressive as it was, especially by Roberto Barros on lead guitar and Achilles Priester on drums, who was formerly in Angra as well. So his drumming is unbelievable on this album. It's more he likes to put some jazz in it, some progressive side. Really like all his work. This time we have an album that it's maybe less flashy. Not as fast as they were on the first one, but for my taste is maybe better. But hey, there's still a great amount of speedy parts, speedy segments that are truly amazing, and I really dig all those parts. Especially there's not a lot of them. It's maybe 20% of the album, but when it kicks off, you love it. So those solos are absolutely impressive, incredible by their technicality, but mostly by the quality of the melodies they are playing. And you can hear the distinctive style of play of Roberto Barros. So Achilles on the drum is delivering again a wonderful variety of beats. He's a monster behind the kit. I really love all the experimental parts. So there's a lot of percussion that are not the usual drum parts you will hear, and that's what I like. There's a lot of diversity. You have the very fast-paced tracks. You have the long progressive epics like Wing of Light and the title track Eldorado. You had mid-pace tempo numbers also. You have 3 ballads. Maybe it's too many because 2 of them are quite good. There's another one that will throw to the trash. And for me, 3 ballads, except if it's very incredible ballads, I think it's way too much. It drags down a little bit the album, and sometimes I just want to skip that boring part. And that's why I can't put that album in my top 10. But 3/4 of that album is just prolific. It will be a masterpiece if you can cut a little bit of fat in there, or just add a better track and just cut 2 ballads. So, but it's their choices, and I respectfully think it's okay. But the 3/4 of that album that I love, it's so good. My best tracks, I'd say maybe the first real track on the album after the intro, Señores del Mar. Ring of Bones is really a nice one. Sacrifice, and the first single they gave us, it was Technoctitlan. They are saying it in the chorus, but I can say that properly. So I'm sorry for all the Brazilian fans or Portuguese fans. Coming at number 12, it's a Swedish band. Yeah, Sweden. There's so much good bands from there. So many good albums this year. This band is called Night Crowned. That's their 3rd album. It's named Tales. Simply Tales. It's their best album of the 3rd. I really like the debut one. The 2nd one was really good, but wasn't necessarily a progression of the 1st album. It was just almost as good. And this one is better in every way. It's just they refine their sound. It's such an intense, relentless, melodic death metal / black metal album. And look at that freaking badass cover. Seriously, I don't know how those horses are like riding like that in the air, but it's a good looking, so I'm buying it, and I love it. I will keep it. It reminds me a little bit of the cover of The Ride Majestic by Soilwork, but okay, it's another topic. Production-wise, it sounds really awesome. One of the best production I heard this year. I think it's a really big wall of sound, and I'll say, I said it was very intense. There's a lot of blast beat all over the place in that album. Vocally, it is viciously outstanding. Ken Romlin, come on, man. His voice is so good. He's now in Mists of Misery also, a atmospheric black metal band that I really dig. He can really be guttural with deep growls, but usually during the album it will be more like the best moments of Dark Funeral. So that's a good statement from my part, because I really like the vocals in Dark Funeral. He's more on the higher higher pitch of the scream, really black metal. So I really like that. Fucking rules. Johannes Kilson, formerly in Cypher System, and that band is supposed to launch a third album with Christian Alvestam one day, but I don't know when it will come out. They said that like 2 years ago, but we will come back to Night Crown. Johan Ilskilson is, I think, concentrating his focus on a Night Crown right now, and he's doing an exceptional job. There's so many dark melodic riffs, a lot of tremolo riffs, a lot of blackish riffs. It sounds so black metal, but so melodic at the same time. He's throwing also some warm, clean vocals, so I like that. It brings another dimension to the band, but he's not using it very often, so it's not like a clean part in every song. So I like that this way. He throws one when the song asks for it. So that's cool. Last but not least, you can't avoid to say some great words about the killer drumming on that album by Yane Yaloma, I think. Really killer feels on drum. The blast beats are really crunching the sound, and with the quality of the production is just make a perfect match in heaven or hell. So also for good measure and some variation, to slow down sometimes the tempo and bring another flavor to the sound, there's some traditional like Irish Scottish sounding moments that are more welcome to let that album breathe a little bit. The best track on the album for me is the opener. It's called De Namlosa. Also really like the last song, Hold Tales. It's freaking good. And there's a song called how can I say that? Flicken some Forsvan. There's some parts of the Irish Scottish influences that I was talking about. It's a great track. Some clean vocals on that one also. So number 12, Night Crown. We'll finish strong on this 5 album today. Number 11 is Theocracy with the album Mosaic. They are from Atlanta, the US. After a more mellow mid-tempo album in 2016 called Ghost Ship, they were like making the vocal I'd say the star of the album, and obviously Matt Smith is an incredible singer, but I think this album is a stronger comeback. It reminds me a lot of Mirror of Souls and As the World Bleeds, but at the same time there's a lot of new elements in their sound, so they are not really repeating themselves too much, but the greatest ingredient of Theocracy are right here, and they brought back the trashy riff of the 80s. Like there's a lot of I'm Wearing a Testament, the Legacy album. There's a lot of those influences. Metallica comes to mind, Megadeth, and also a lot of the first 3 albums by Heistert. I really like Night of the Storm Rider, the self-titled Heistert, and Burnt Suffering. So we got a great package of great riffing, intense, trashy, a lot of picking, riffs. I think Matt Smith knows a little bit of John Schaefer riffing and all those other bands that I named before. So it's really cool to have the intensity back, but it's also very cool to have those amazing, memorable chorus with the perfect tone, beautiful, sweet, mesmerizing, angel-like voice of Matt Smith. So that's a long description, but he can take everything I said for granted because he's all of that. So when you like his voice, you literally fall in love with it. So Matt composed almost all the album like he always does, and he's a great guitar player, but he's not playing that much guitar on the album. He composed all the things, but there's two guitar players in the band, and one of them is doing almost all the soloing. It's a new member of the band. It's Taylor Washington from the band Paladin I talked about earlier. And what I like about Taylor Washington's playing is he's very, very tight for once, but not for once, but as a first argument. And secondly, on every single song, he pulled off a completely different style of soloing. So the solo fits just the moment of the song perfectly. So he channeled that in every single song, and the solos are not that long, but are just splendid. So really liked it. Finally, I have to say some words on the final, incredible, epic mammoth of song that is Red Sea. That is the longest song on the album, almost 20 minutes of pure, marvelous songwriting. So that's a track that was composed almost 20 years ago by Matt, but that song stayed as a skeleton on demo version, and decided to put it to sleep and to come back later in his career. And during the pandemic, he has the time to rework that song, so he brought that song to life, and it's such a precious gift of music he gave to us. I'm so happy he reworked that song, and seriously, it's one of the best tracks I heard this year, and that album is completely it's really close to the best album they ever did. Maybe it will grow even more on me. It's power metal, but there's plenty of progressive metal elements as well. It's intricate in some parts. So I told you it was really good. The wait was worth enough. My favorite tracks, obviously Red Sea, but the title track, Mosaic, is one of the most beautiful chorus of the year. Great track with a wonderful solo. The second song on the album, Anonymous, is really, really good. One of the best chorus also. I think Anonymous and Mosaic are the two best chorus of power metal this year, maybe in my top 5 for sure. I really like also Liar, Fool, and Messiah. So if you like power metal, progressive metal, you gotta give it a go for sure. So that's it. I hope this recording will stay this time, and I will come back to you for the last top 10 with two next videos. Obviously, I'm going on Friday at the 70,000 tons of metal. I'm going in Miami. We are boarding, I think, on Monday. So I will not film any video for that period of time. Maybe it will be 10 days I will be there. So it's not that I will already give up on that channel, but just want to warn you, maybe I will not be able to film the other two and editing it before leaving. So I will try my best, and just have a great day and leave your comments if you want. I want to know what's your favorite album of 2023 and what do you think about my picks. So stay heavy, metalheads, and see you later for sure.